What's going on? James here. So recently I asked my Instagram followers for a little Q&A. So I asked them to ask me any questions about just college, life, 75 hard as a college student. And today I'm going to be going for my outdoor workout for 75 hard and just answering some of those questions. So stay tuned. If you don't know what 75 hard is, I'll explain it a little bit later. But yeah, basically taking the stairs, promoting that healthy lifestyle as of now. Down to the bottom. All right, so what is 75 hard, first of all? 75 hard consists of some challenges that you must complete on a daily basis. First two challenges are 2 workouts, and one of them has to be outdoors. So that's what I'm doing right now. For today's workout, I just hit legs yesterday, so I'm feeling very sore. I'm just gonna go for a walk at a relatively fast speed. So yeah, 2 outdoor workouts. 2 workouts, 1 must be outdoors. Second of all, must drink a gallon of water a day. Third, read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. Fourth, take a progress picture every day. And yeah, those are all the challenges. So the first question that I had on my Instagram was, why did I start 75 hard? And that's a good question. I've got that a few times. Like, why am I doing 75 hard as a first semester freshman in college? And I think the answer is pretty simple. It's just, I wanted routine in my daily life. And when I got to college, I was feeling like I was losing that a little bit. I took a road trip from Oregon to Syracuse, and in that road trip, I definitely got off routine. Got to Syracuse, and I wasn't eating the best food. Like, I was eating desserts in the dining hall and other stuff like that, and I just wanted some routine, and I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. And if I could do this challenge, then there's not much other stuff that I couldn't do. And now it's day 52, and I'm killing it. I'm doing really, really well. Not better than I thought I would, because I knew I could do it, self-confidence, but it's definitely challenging. The second question that I had was 75 hard at first? Like, was it hard to get into a routine at first? Was it not super challenging? And to be honest, it wasn't too bad, because I forgot to mention, one of the rules is to follow a strict diet and no cheat meals and no alcohol. So yeah, that's the last rule that I forgot to mention. But basically, all of these things in the challenges are kind of things that I already did. Like, I already started to eat healthy. I was eating healthy previously. Like, I knew how to eat healthy. And I would work out every day. I just wouldn't do an outdoor workout. So this is the challenging part, just getting outside when maybe I don't really want to. Yeah, but at first, no, it was definitely hard. And I was kind of like, why am I doing this? I found my why a little bit later into the challenge. Probably at like 25 days in, I was like, okay, I'm locked in. But every time I think like this is hard, I just think like the name is 75 hard, so I'm feeling hard. I'm not feeling hard, pause, but it's feeling hard for a reason. And yeah, if I could do this, I could do anything. It's only 75 days of my life, and the alcohol part really isn't hard for me as well, because I learned pretty quickly that I don't really like alcohol too much. I drank a lot my senior year, and just like I don't think it really is for me. And I don't really like going out. I would rather just get extra sleep. So yeah, that's the first few days were definitely challenging. And taking a progress picture every night is, sometimes I'll be going to sleep and wake up in the middle of the night, just not wake up in the middle of the night, but when I'm about to fall asleep, I'm like, oh shit, I need to take a progress picture, or I need to drink a whole nother water bottle because I didn't drink a whole gallon. And it's kind of that self-accountability that is hard, but that's the whole part of the challenge, you know, staying accountable to yourself. And the third question that I have is, how do I stay healthy with a dining hall food in college? And that is a great question, because I mean, the dining hall food is great and all. It's not great. There's a lot of things that I won't eat and I can't eat because I'm on 75 hard. It's a lot of desserts, a lot of bread, a lot of pizza, a lot of pasta, a lot of, you know, fried foods. But there are a few things that I come back to every day. Now, I'm at the Ernie Davis Dining Hall in Syracuse, and for lunch and dinner, almost every night I'll have like some rice or spinach and then 2 burgers. I like to call it the burger. One of my friends came up with that name. I mean, it's not that creative, but it's a good name. I like it. So basically, you take one patty, put your mustard, lettuce, onion, cheese, whatever you want on it, and then you put another burger, and bang, you got a burger. So I like that. I can get a lot of protein in that way. And yeah, I get some extra carbs in there because I'm doing a lot of work in the day. A lot of runs, a lot of walks, a lot of weightlifting every single day. And my body gets very depleted. Shaking the camera there. Anyway, so yeah, if I weren't doing 75 hard, if someone here is watching and wants to eat healthier, I would say just, there's a lot of fruit options instead of going for the like cookies or brownies after. I mean, I look at them every day, I'm like, damn, those look really good. But I always will just like eat a pear, eat a banana, and you can eat a lot more fruit than you can other desserts because it has a lot less calories in it, which is nice. So you can kind of get that same satisfaction feeling from desserts, from fruit, that you can from desserts. So yeah, just eat a lot of clean protein, and I eat a lot of fruit. I have a lot of fruit, I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of fruit. A lot of those patties that I was talking about. And yeah, if there's any other options that look good on that day, then I'll get it. Sometimes there's like burrito bowls, get some rice, beans, cilantro, chicken, lime, cojita cheese. That's pretty fire too. All right, next question is, okay, how can you keep a healthy diet in college when it might be harder to access healthy foods? Kind of going back to what I said on the last question, it's just making the conscious decisions to pick the healthier option. So, you know, not getting the dessert, but getting the fruit, not getting the pizza, but getting the meat for the day, you know. And all these things are okay in moderation to an extent. I used to tell myself, like, you know, I have pizza twice a week, like that's moderation. But really, like, if you want to see results in your body and you want to take your health to the next level, I think just cutting it out as hard as you can, you know, just like completely going cold turkey on these foods is what will give you the best mental health and physical health goals that you're looking for. But if you're cooking for yourself, healthy food is typically more expensive. But there are ways to eat healthy that aren't very expensive. So like bananas are pretty cheap. A lot of fruit can get expensive, but there's some that's cheap. You can get, I mean, if I were cooking for myself, I would only want to eat grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef, but obviously that's expensive. And if I couldn't get that, I would still get some kind of ground beef, maybe just grass-fed and corn finished, which is not the best for you, but still you can kind of find what works for you. Eggs are pretty cheap, and eggs are very good. I have a lot of eggs. I have 6 eggs a day scrambled, and then I'll have some more like boiled in the night. The yolk is really good for you. It has a lot of choline in it, which is a very good vitamin, and you don't get much of it in any other foods. Look at this little place, like right on campus, basically. It's in the park next to campus. It's an amphitheater. It's pretty cool. But yeah, if you want to stay healthy in college, you just need to be making the conscious decisions. I mean, I think everyone knows that pizza isn't good for you and they should be eating other things, but they maybe don't know what to eat, or yeah, maybe they just don't know what to eat and why it's good for you in the first place. So I think self-educating is also really, really valuable. I mean, that's how I learned all of my health knowledge, is basically just, also my mom is very health oriented, and she knows a lot about health. So I was very lucky in that sense. So I wasn't like starting fresh when I got to college with what do I eat? What do I do? Like, why is too much caffeine bad for me? Why is alcohol bad for me? Why am I feeling sad? Like I was locked in on those things. And it's kind of just getting in touch with your body, seeing what is good for you. If you're a picky eater, what can you eat that's healthy that you know you'll like? So if you don't like eggs, maybe go for some Greek yogurt and fruit. That's another great option. Some oatmeal and fruit, oatmeal and banana and cinnamon. Also, something that I would highly recommend if you're in the dorm is buying a protein powder and creatine. Creatine is kind of seen as like, oh, he's just doing that like to build muscle, or he's just doing that to, look bigger. But there's so many benefits on your brain. If you don't believe me, just look it up. There's endless studies, and there's nothing about creatine that's bad for you. There's been thousands of clinical studies, and there was only one that said creatine causes hair loss, but that was in like men who were like already losing their hair or something, so it's kind of dumb. And then protein powder, or like a collagen powder, I'll pop up on the screen the type that I get right now. I like this one. I can put it in my coffee. I can put it in my oatmeal. I bring it downstairs, just bring it in like a plastic bag, put it into your oatmeal. It makes it so much better, and bang, you got like 20 more grams of protein. There's good vegan options, vegetarian, plant-based protein powder. Personally, I would rather get the whey, but there are good options. So yeah, find what works for you and stick to it. It's all about getting a routine and feeling comfortable in what you're eating. Another question about diet was kind of asking, what do you think the best meal plan is for a student? I think it depends how much you're working out and how much strain you're putting on your body. If you're working out like me twice a day, I think 3 big meals is perfect. I'll have typically 3 big meals a day, and I can take like bananas and apples from my dining hall. Actually, I don't take the apples because they got plastic all over them, so I take the bananas. My friends always know I have like 2 bananas in my bag at all time. That's just like instant energy. 1 banana can last you 45 minutes of energy or something like that. So yeah, I'd say like stick to 3 meals a day. If you're not working out, don't eat too much. You're gonna gain weight. That's just how it works. If you want to lose weight, eat less, move more. Period. That's it. It's sounds easy, but in reality, if you've tried losing weight, you know it's not that simple. But again, just find stuff that sticks to you. Find what kind of workout you like to do. I recommend lifting weights, but as I've heard from friends, it can be very intimidating to go into the gym as a beginner. So either find a partner or just do something else you like. Like, I go rock climbing probably 3 or 4 times a week. I do yoga. I go on runs. I go for bike rides. I go for these long walks. I diversify my movement, because if I were doing the same exact thing every single day, like, I could do it, just it would require some more discipline, and I wouldn't enjoy it. I wouldn't enjoy it. Got someone on the lip there. But yeah, I think the best meal plan is one that you'll stick to for the rest of your life. You know, I hate the word diet, because a diet, when you say you're on a diet, you're gonna come off of the diet at one point, right? So why not just be on a diet for your whole life? So for me, I've taken inspiration from Paul Saladino, the carnivore MD guy. I know he might sound a little like crazy, but he basically says to eat like basically just ground like beef liver, and some of the organ meat, because they're the highest in nutrients. And then so you have your protein, the beef, and then you have like raw milk. That is, I've tried raw milk once with my friend Andrew and Paul, and it tasted so good. And usually I do not like milk. I had no stomach problems. I had nothing like that. So many nutrients. He says to eat eggs as well. So that's 3 things you can eat. A lot of fruit, like literally all fruit, and then avocado as well. That's also a fruit. Very good for you. Your body craves these things. And if you opt for the like lower calorie thing, so you go for the lower calorie protein bar, I mean, you're just gonna want to eat higher calories later. So why not just indulge in these foods that are good for you, eat as much as you want, and stay lean and get bigger at the same time. So that's what I've been doing in the past, fellow grinder. So yeah, find something that works for you. It could be vegan, could be vegetarian. My roommate's a vegan. We're very different in what we eat. He eats completely opposite from me, and we get along. You know, he's smart guy. Veganism, let's go. And vegetarian, paleo, just try what you want. But if you feel like you can't be on it for the rest of your life, just don't be on. Go do something else, because why be miserable and unhappy eating a fucking almond a day? Like, you're obviously not going to be happy. Just don't do that. Find something that works for you. Before I go to the next question, limit as much packaged food as you can. The thing that me and my roommate agree on so much is that with both of our diets, I'm eating more of like the animal-based kind. He's eating more of the no animal-based kind, but we're both not eating any processed foods. So these ultra palatable processed foods are basically destroying your health. Anything that comes from a box or a package or something, anything that has more than one ingredient. So all those foods that I was talking about before, it's all one ingredient. The ingredient is beef or avocado or milk or banana, apple, mango. These are all one ingredient food. So if you look on a package and there's not one ingredient on it, or you can't read the ingredients like very clearly, don't eat it. That's just don't eat it. It can be like, but I want Oreos, I want some of this. But if you really want that stuff, like, I don't know, do you really want to be healthy? It's like, there's some sacrifices you're gonna have to make. And since I've started this 75 hard diet, it's like, I don't really crave anything that's bad for me in a way. Like, yeah, I walk by the desserts every single breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I'm never like, oh, I really want a donut right now. Maybe that's just because I don't want to break my 75 hard, or because I just know that it's not good for me, and I know it's not gonna, give me the results that I want. I used to think one donut, that won't change how I look, but it's one donut today, one donut in a few days, one donut every other day, and then it adds up. And those things, it's like, if you feel stuck on your health diet, that's most likely why. It's because you haven't been consistent to it. So yeah, stay consistent, find a plan that works for you. I can't just tell you, here, eat this and this and this, because this is going to be best for you. Because what's best for me is probably not going to be best for you. I mean, I'm working out 2 times a day. I'm a bigger guy. I can eat a lot of food. My friends can verify. I eat a lot of food, and I'm the lightest that I've ever been. I'm the leanest that I've ever been. So I actually need to eat more food. Okay, next question. Foods to consume and avoid for optimal health. That's kind of going back to what I said, but if you want to have optimal health, that's going to look different for everyone, but don't consume any seed oils. So that's your canola, sunflower, safflower oil, rapeseed oil, peanut oil. Anything that isn't oil is just pressed, and they add a lot of other shit to it that you do not want in your body. It stays there for a long time. In the health community, they're known as the inflammation oils because they induce inflammation in every aspect of your body. I had a shoulder injury for 2 years. I still have a little bit, like I can still feel a little bit of pain. But when I stopped eating seed oils, my shoulder, it felt so much better. So much better. And these oils link to dementia, cancer, heart disease, diabetes. Ever since like the 1970s when seed oils started going up, what else started going up? Obesity at the same exact pace. If that's not a direct enough correlation, I don't know what else is. Don't eat seed oils. You'll be good. That's how they make the packaged foods. So like I said, don't eat packaged foods. It's simple. If you want a late night snack, eat a pear or a banana or something. I found this snack this year that is so good. I mean, if you have grapes, freeze them in a plastic bag, and then after they're frozen, add honey and sea salt, and oh my gosh, like I would rather have that than literally any dessert in the world. That was the best thing I ever had, and that's good for pre-workout. You can do a lot of things with that. It's awesome. Next question. My boy Paul asked, how do you balance a healthy lifestyle with also doing well in school? Creating routines. That's a simple answer. So if I want to, obviously I want to work out 2 times a day. I like to do one in the morning like I'm doing right now. And then I'll lift weights in the evening. And every night before, I'll write down in my journal, what do I need to get done? So I write down my workouts, what time I need to do them, when I need to do them, and then I'll write what I need to do work-wise. When my classes are, I have that all actually in my phone when my classes are, but I have what homework do I need to do, like what's urgent, what's not urgent. And college it's as hard as you want to make it, basically. So you can obviously not go to classes and maybe fail out, like that would be bad, but you can go to every single class, get a 4.0, but that takes up a lot of your time. So I'm doing this challenge. I don't have an insane amount of time to do homework and stuff, but I still have very good grades. Now that's because I can balance my time well. I don't have TikTok on my phone. I don't have YouTube on my phone. I go on Instagram to post. I try not to scroll on Reels as much as I can, but I can see how it's addicting. I sometimes catch myself scrolling. I deleted my main Snapchat account a while ago, so I don't have that as a distraction. Like I deleted it. I had 400, 500 friends on there, and I deleted it, and I think that was very, very good for my mental health. Sorry, I just went on a rant there. Oh yeah. So don't scroll on these forms of social media. Don't play video games. I love video games. I'm actually commentating for the video game team here. There's an esports room. I play 3 games of Valorant a week. That's what I limit myself to. During COVID and senior year, I would play 7 hours of video games a day. And obviously that's just a freaking waste of time. Don't do that. You're gonna run out of time to do the things that you actually want to do in life. And I think you got to find out what you want to do there. You also need to find out how to get sleep. So this is something that is, when lacking, it's terrible for your health. So if you don't get enough sleep, you're not focused, your stress is a lot higher, your satiety signals are off. If you don't know what that means, basically it's like how full you are. So you're gonna overeat more, you get more cravings for food. And I'm not perfect with sleep. I try to go to sleep at 10 or 11 every night, but recently I've been having to do a lot of video editing for a class, and on Sunday night I stayed up until 5 a.m. working on a project. And the next day I got to sleep until 10 because my next class wasn't like until 11:40. So I slept until 10 and got 5 hours of sleep. And that's like, that was terrible. Like, I'm getting like scared thinking about it. Like, I felt so off. I did a presentation the next day with my group. We won, but I fumbled the bag hard on my part. Like, I was stumbling, I forgot what I was gonna say, and I had practiced this a lot. And I think it's just because I had no sleep. I could feel it. Like, when I was just sitting down, like eating, my heart was beating faster. I wasn't functioning properly. And the next night I got like 10 hours of sleep and I feel great now. It's Wednesday. I feel back to normal. But that's also a routine that you gotta dial in. It's, first of all, setting an alarm for when you want to wake up, after you journal at night, what you want to do, and actually getting up then. But the harder part, everyone can, wake up, but the hard part is actually going to sleep on time. Now, you want to be going to sleep in between like 9 and 11. That would be like the optimal time to go to sleep as a college student. And then you can wake up early and do homework if you have homework that you can do in the morning. But obviously that's not going to happen. And I think it's just acknowledging that you need to get more sleep and then creating a bedtime routine. So like an hour before you want to go to bed, turn off your phone. That keeps you up. It directly suppresses your melatonin, which makes you tired. Create a bedtime routine. I like to read. I do my 10 pages of reading at night. I usually actually do a lot more because that just makes me tired. So yeah, you need to balance your diet, how much you go out. I can't really speak on the going out part, but I used to be a little party animal. I used to like partying every weekend with my friends. And that, I have a lot to say about that. That completely fucked me up. Drinking every weekend is like basically just fucking yourself over. If you have any kind of goal, if you have any like goal of like reaching some, you want your body to look like something, if you're drinking, that's just so many empty calories. An empty calorie is just like a calorie that goes into your body and has no function in your body whatsoever. So yeah, beer is not good. Vodka, a lot less calories, but still, it's just like, I think at a point it's like, why not just go out and not drink? I learned how to do that. And every time I go out now and I'm not drinking, I come back home, just go right to sleep, feel great in the morning. But I get it. People are like, yeah, I want to drink. It's fun. Helps me cure my anxiety or whatever. And to that, I would just say, you need to put yourself in uncomfortable situations if you want these underlying, anxieties and insecurities to go away. They're not just going to go away for sure, and especially not if you're drinking, because you're going to be way more stressed. This brings me to another question that I saw I had was, after drinking, what can I eat or do to prevent a hangover? And personally, this is what I would do. So after I would drink, or in the morning after drinking, there's a special, very special liquid that you can drink. And this is coconut water. So if you actually use coconut water as a mixer, that's a W as well. But after you drink, your body's basically getting stripped of a bunch of electrolytes and you're losing a lot of basically fuel. And coconut water has all of these electrolytes that you're losing. So if you put these into your body after you drink or in the morning, you're gonna feel a whole lot better. So yeah, coconut water is the answer to the hangover. Coconut water, and I don't know, if you're drinking, eat before, but a lot of people don't eat before, so they get more drunk, which is just recipe for disaster. It's just not a good idea. But yeah, or just don't go out in the first place and work on yourself, because that's a bigger W. But yeah, next question. How am I finding successful ways to manage my time? How am I finding successful ways to manage my time with everything that I'm doing? And that, I kind of already talked about this a little bit, but I'll say a few more things. It's creating routines. So I have a morning routine that I try to follow best I can. It's been lacking recently, I'm not gonna lie, but just hopping back on the wagon and getting back on it. And then the bedtime routine, that's like very crucial. But also like waking up at the same time every day, that can be so beneficial. And because then you actually know like how to structure your day. If you wake up at 8 a.m. one day, 9 a.m. the other day, and 12 a.m. the next day, it's like, how can you plan anything? Because you don't even know when you're gonna be waking up. So set that alarm, put it away from your bed, so you have to like stand up and go walk to it. That's like the best possible thing. Or use an actual alarm clock that's like loud. That's OP. So yeah, just, I don't know. There's also a concept of dead time. Dead time is kind of what I was talking about with like watching TikTok and YouTube and playing video games. It's like, how much time during your day do you have dead time? And dead time is when you're not doing anything like productive. So if you look at your phone right now and it says anything over like 3 hours of screen time, that's way too much. It's like, I think that's like over 10 years of your life on your phone. Now that sounds pretty scary, doesn't it? So eliminate dead time. Everyone's like, oh, I don't have enough time. I wish there was more time in the day, but like, that's just an excuse. Like, come on. We all know that you could have more time. Go to bed earlier, wake up earlier in the morning, or do some more stuff at night and sleep a tiny bit longer. You know, don't go on TikTok if you have, just don't go on TikTok, period. That's a terrible app, especially for your mental health. Scrolling on Instagram is just like, let's see how miserable I can make myself. How well is everyone else doing, and how shitty is my life? That's basically what you do every time you log into Instagram. Unless you're going there to post, because I do have some time on Instagram, but I like to post on it. So it's like, I gotta manage that time as well. But yeah, this is where I come to do some of my workouts, look at the sun, maybe do some grounding, which is just like where you connect with the earth. Some hippie shit, but it works. So yeah, it's just a football field. Next question. How do you get sleep at college? Just like how you would get sleep at home. Actually, this has been, when I first got to college, I was like, bro, I cannot stay here, because we are right next to like all the frats. So like, it'll be like Monday night and I can feel like the vibrations of the music in my bed. So I had to get used to that. I have to wear earplugs and an eye mask. If you don't have an eye mask and earplugs, I would highly recommend you get those, because it's just so peaceful. Especially the eye mask, it's like you're just in darkness and it's easier to fall asleep. At least for me personally, and with my circumstance. But yeah, if you, I like to talk about the 3-2-1 method. My friends kind of roast me because I don't really follow it too strictly, but I do follow it for the food. So my biggest meal will be 3 hours or before I go to bed. And my water consumption stops about 2 hours before I go to bed. And blue light, like I said, try to stop it an hour before, and then read before bed. And for me, it's like my bladder, I feel like, is so small, or it's just because I'm drinking so much water. So much water that it's just like, bruh, you're flooding your system. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so just invest in an eye mask. Don't go out as much, because obviously if you're going out until 3 a.m., like, you're not going to get good sleep. The weekend should be for recharging and, you know, improving yourself, getting a good workout in, you know, having some fun with friends. Like, in the day, like, I go golfing for like 8 hours every weekend, and it's so much fun. I haven't gotten sick of it yet. But yeah, just get some sleep. Next question: how can society support men's mental health? I think that's a deep question. I don't really have too many answers. I think it's just like a lot of men are really struggling, but they don't really have anyone to talk to. I've heard a lot of cases of men that were struggling, and then they tell like their wife, and their wife or girlfriend like doesn't know how to handle it, because, you know, their dad maybe never showed emotion, their grandfather never showed emotion. So it's like when they have a significant other that does, they like don't know how to handle it. They're like, is something wrong with this guy? When there is something wrong. And I think for men, it's kind of like you need to find out how to feel your feelings and acknowledge that they're there, and then come up with different techniques to help. So for me, it's been journaling, meditating, you know, I don't know, I talk to my mom. I like talking to my grandma about different things, and, you know, that kind of stuff just brings me comfort. And it's nice to have like a net of people. I have 3 friends from home that I, you know, talk to every day. I could ask them anything and tell them anything, and that's really nice. Men are very lonely right now, and that has a lot to do with social media, has a lot to do with just like not knowing what they want to do and not having hard conversations, because these are hard conversations that you have to have. Like, I'm feeling down, you know, if you're feeling suicidal, you have to tell someone these things. And just as society, just feeling like being open to knowing that there's something wrong with men, and, you know, trying to give your best helping hand. Maybe don't give them like, oh, why don't you just suck it up or something like that. Like, that's obviously not going to help, because we've been sucking it up for our whole lives, and that's just like what you kind of do as a man. There's a lot of good podcasts on this. I like Chris Williamson on Modern Wisdom. I highly recommend that you go and watch that. That's a W podcast. He just recently had a guy on that talked about mental health, and they did a way better job of me. But yeah, thank you for that question. That was good. What supplements do I take? I take a multivitamin in the AM. I'll pop it up on the screen now. I also, as well as that, I take a vitamin D. I think it's like 1,000 UGs or 1,000 whatever of vitamin D. And then at night, I take also like a multivitamin. They're both from Thorne. Very good. My mom recommended them to me. Got them. I take creatine every day. I take well, I'm out of protein powder right now, but I'll take some protein powder every day. And what else do I take? I take magnesium. I take, yeah, that's it. Magnesium, vitamin D, my multivitamin in the morning, multivitamin at night. And I actually take magnesium at night too. I like it because it like relaxes me. And then I take those 4 things. And when you add too many supplements, it's like you kind of defeat the purpose, I guess. And it's just like too much. You can get most things from food. Obviously it's harder for me because I have dining hall food where it's like not the best. But yeah, you can get a lot of supplements from just diversifying your diet, eating different things, a lot of prebiotics, and yeah, find what works for you. I would suggest starting by taking one supplement at a time, finding out what works for you, because if you just buy like all the things that I just said, I've like tested this and like I know what works for me. It might be different for someone else. Yeah, so I would start by taking either just like the multivitamin in the morning, see how you feel. If you don't really feel anything or you don't feel good from it, stop taking it, try something else. Magnesium at night just really relaxes you, and we're all lacking magnesium, which is something that I realized over the summer. I felt so much better and clearer mentally when I started taking magnesium and eating more foods with magnesium. And one of the last questions was, do I miss Norway? And for those of you who don't know, I went to Norway for a year, 9 months actually, and met some very nice people. Philip asked this question. Miss you, buddy. We got to play some golf. Buddy, I sound like Petter. Anyways, yeah, I miss Norway. I think about it every single day. In a heartbeat, I would go there right now if I could, but I'm grinding in school like I'm supposed to, you know? Anyways, I'll be there soon, January. Yeah, Norway was an amazing experience. I think a lot of people are very lost right now and like they don't know what they want to do. I kind of have a sense of what I want to do. You know, I want to help people. I want to help people live healthier lives. I want to be creative. So I'm doing some video editing. That's like what I want to do. I'm very blessed because I'm paying a shit ton of money, but I get Premiere with my tuition. So that's really nice. My friend Magnus kind of inspired me in Norway to do some video editing and Photoshop. So shout out to him. But I learned so much about myself in Norway. And I think that's because I was like journaling every day. I was reading so many self-improvement books. I was like on my grind. I was watching Iman Gadzhi and Hamza. A lot of good role models on YouTube out there. And I'm gonna be one of them, you know. I really want to build a strong community of like-minded people that are like-minded and all want to improve themselves, because I'm improving myself every day, constantly trying to get better, constantly working on myself, and I don't see why everyone shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, I miss Norway. I miss traveling. I'm definitely going to travel a lot after college, or maybe even drop out, but don't tell my mom. Yeah, I'll see my Norwegian friends in January. Maybe I'll make a little video about that. Yeah, so my walk is almost over, but I'll walk with you guys. So yeah, walking is very good. Very good. If you can get a 10-minute walk, I know this is like, people are like, why would you walk after you eat? Like, aren't you supposed to like let it digest? But walking is like the best way to let it digest, because all of the glucose that you just consumed goes down here, and then when you use it up, goes to all your muscles, and you can actually store them properly. If you just eat a shit ton of food like me and then just sit, I'm gonna feel like a freaking beluga whale or something. I don't even know. But yeah, let's go for a little 10-minute walk after each meal. In this case, I'm doing it before. Gonna go eat. Maybe I'll show you guys my brekkie. Just gonna be 6 eggs with all the veggies they have. And I always ask them, excuse me, could you not use the vegetable oil? Could you please use the olive oil? Because I have these giant tubs of olive oil and they use vegetable oil to cook my eggs. But I mean, I use olive oil now, but it's just cheaper to use. But if you ask, just say, or first time I was like, yeah, I'm allergic to vegetable oil, so I can't. And they were like, at first they were like, no, we can't do that. But I was like, oh, I'm allergic. And yeah. So it's just like, these things will be in your food and you won't even know it. So yeah, do your own research. If you have any questions about anything else, just like message me. I'll try to answer best I can with the knowledge that I have, but I'm not Wikipedia, you know. You could chat GPT or look up basically anything and it would probably give a better answer than me, but I can just put my spin on it with my experiences and what I know. Yeah. Got a long day of classes ahead of me. I'm gonna maybe try to go out and play some golf in this beautiful weather today. That would be awesome. But yeah, I've got linguistics. I'm gonna present my movie that I made to the class. And not in linguistics, that's in my multimedia storytelling class. And then I have Espanol, where I have un examen, and you can tell I'm not probably gonna pass it, but yeah, got a fun day ahead of me. Need to be an academic weapon. And it's a lot easier to be an academic weapon when you get the right fuel in you and when you have sleep. Like everyone in my classes, sometimes it's me. Sometimes I'm playing chess in class, I'm not gonna lie. But then I think like, why the fuck am I paying for this much to be sitting in class playing chess? And then I'm like, lock in. And then I lock in and ask hella questions and yeah, get to know the teachers, because you can learn, even if you don't like your teacher, you can learn so much from each teacher. You can learn so much from any person that you talk to. Everyone has different stories, and just be open to learning different things. That was a good little talk there that I had. I'm almost back to my dorm. I'll probably do some more Q&As like that in the future. So yeah, stick around, stay tuned to my Instagram. That's where I'll be asking the questions. Thank you to everyone who did ask questions. I hope that you got some kind of answer from this really long form video. Sorry, my timer went off right as I said that, but I'm gonna be making more of these. So stay tuned, tell a friend to ask a question, lock in. Follow me on Instagram @TheRealJamesJaffe. Thanks for watching.